and welcome to Indo World Cup Daily. Well, the Ireland team to play Romania will be named later today. The squad leave their base here in Tours and travel down to Bordeaux. Cian, it's probably a big operation, isn't it, moving the squad from their base here in Tours to Bordeaux?
It's huge, Sinead. For anyone who doesn't know, it's absolutely massive. So
Because they have a big backroom staff.
So you have the 33 players who are in the squad, you've got the coaching staff, but then there's, I think, other than players, roughly 31 members of the backroom team. I believe, like for example, they've brought 2 chefs for the first time ever to the World Cup, and it's the kind of thing that you maybe don't think about, you take for granted, but you think a rugby player is needing to refuel. We heard Paul O'Connell in the press conference referencing how important that, and I don't know if the viewers can see it, but it's absolutely baking hot here still, so you can imagine the amount of kilos that they're going to be shedding. So it's very interesting that they have 2 chefs, like wide backroom team as well as the players. So yeah, they're just about to leave on the train now, Sinead, like you said, and go to Bordeaux. The plan then is to come back on Sunday after the game, back to Tours here, which is, as we've kind of been discussing all week, a beautiful base. So they'll go into the madness of Bordeaux, where for everything that we're hearing, it's going to be a huge Irish invasion, but they're going to come back here then to the more tranquil surround, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to Bordeaux, I have to say. So there's been a lot of debate about what Andy Farrell's strategy is going to be in terms of selection as we move through this pool. I do think he will go relatively full strength for this game. What are we expecting when the team is named later today? Yeah,
so it's going to be named around 12:30 for anyone who's looking to keep an eye out, because I know I always get several questions about that. I think it's going to be very strong. We discussed it on the podcast yesterday, the reasons for it. Like I think it's so important that Ireland get out this weekend and lay down an early marker. I mean, they're the number 1 ranked team in the world. Let's see why they are. Romania are going to be poor enough, so you have guys like Johnny Sexton, who I would be fully expecting to start. Maybe wasn't the plan initially, but it's going to be almost 6 months by the time he's going to have played due to the injury that he got in the Grand Slam game against England, and obviously then the suspension. You have a guy like Ronan Kelleher who desperately needs game time as well. I have a funny suspicion maybe we might see him coming off the bench. I know he did media this week, but
he spoke about how he's back to full fitness again.
Everything I'm hearing at the moment would suggest that Rob Herring might start, so they're going to bring Ronan Kelleher off the bench and give him some game time like that. So it's going to be a bit of a mixture. I think it'd be very interesting to see if someone like Joe McCarthy gets a start. He was brilliant earlier this week.
A
guy who I hadn't actually met before and spoke to, and it's so refreshing to get just fresh blood, because we're so used to talking to the same guys.
And his size, Cian, as well.
Really strikes you, doesn't it? You can see why the Irish coaches are so excited about him. And look, I know there was a lot of controversy about why a guy like Jean Klein wasn't picked for this World Cup, and obviously he's gone back to South Africa. Fair play to him, totally playing by the rules, but the reason is the Ireland coaches are really excited about Joe McCarthy, so it'll be very interesting to see if they give him a start. Do you think there'll be any shocks or anything?
I think you're absolutely spot on. I think they do need to bring in the likes of Johnny Sexton. He does need that to get that game time. And for the following week, maybe bring him off the bench. But I definitely think if he's to start a game, I think it should be this one against Romania on Saturday. But look, we are going to be discussing all of the ins and outs of Andy Farrell's team selection on our Left Wing podcast later this afternoon. So do keep an eye for that.